Hey, this is Russ. No matter what you're doing it wrong. You ever notice there are mean-spirited people out there? Bullies. Yeah, bullies. I'm going to tell you a couple stories about how I had been bullied over the years. Now, these are not stories necessarily from, when I was a kid or anything like that. I'm talking fairly recently. And you don't have to be the type of bully where you're threatening people or doing whatever. But there's mean-spirited people out there. So let me give you a couple examples. All right. Now, many of you know that I used to teach photography. I had group classes. Actually, one of the more popular digital photography schools in my local area. I've taught over 12,000 people. Yeah, a lot of people. In fact, people will actually ask me why I don't teach photography on this YouTube channel. Well, I need a break. After years of teaching it, I want to talk about other stuff. Besides, my knee's killing me, so I'd rather talk about that. Anyways, let me tell you a story. I was at the school one time, and one of the things I used to do is right in the beginning, I would tell people my credentials, things that they probably want to know. Why is this guy teaching me? What is his background? Is he qualified to teach? Whatever. So I would tell them a little bit about my background. And if you've watched my channel in the past, you probably know that I used to be working in evidence in law enforcement. And I had worked with 3 different police agencies, interned for San Diego PD, Chula Vista PD, and worked full-time for the district attorney's office out in San Diego County. And over that time, I learned a lot of stuff about photography. All right, I knew a lot about it beforehand, but I honed my craft while working in law enforcement. And I've worked on a lot of cases. In fact, one of my cases that I've worked on is going to be shown on the USA Network June 2nd. So if you've got a USA Network cable channel, watch on June 2nd. You'll see a story about Betty Broderick, and I worked that case. Anyways, so I'm telling the story to everybody what my background is, and there was this gentleman who I use that term loosely, who came with his wife, and he had to challenge every single thing I said. Now, he apparently had learned photography in the past, and based on the things that he was saying too, I knew immediately that he didn't know everything, although he thought he did. And some of the things that he thought he knew wrong. All right. Anyways, I am a forensic photography expert in court, so I do have some credential. Anyways, we're going through the stuff, and he kept challenging my credentials and everything. And he says, well, that was years ago you did this, and But I always wondered, just because someone had worked in a certain field years ago, that doesn't mean you've lost your skills, because I've been working in photography the entire time, up to even the point when I was teaching him. So really, I would have at least 30 plus years of photography experience, So I finally had to say to him, I says, what are you trying to say? What are you really trying to say, And I knew that the other students in the class were getting really upset with him, because he's every word I'd say, he'd have a challenge on it or whatever. So he finally backed down. And sometimes you do have to stand up to bullies. You have to stand up to people who, no matter what you do, with the best of intentions, there's always someone who says you're doing it wrong, right? So that was one time. Recently, I was bullied online, okay? Now, if you have a YouTube channel, I will tell you that you get comments, and sometimes you get comments that are not very kind, all right? This one comment was a kind of interesting thing, just like the story I just told you about the Betty Broderick thing. I have a video out there explaining the reasons I was doing a video about her, is because it was a case that I worked on many years ago. You can look it up. I'll put a link up here. You can take a look at it. And she said on her comment, "Why the hell are you laughing?" I don't like using words like that, but that's what she said. She says, why the hell are you laughing? There's nothing funny about this. You obviously don't have compassion for people. I would never watch a video from someone who has such lack of compassion like you. Okay. Watch that video. Tell me if I'm laughing at Betty Broderick. I'm not. As you probably know, that I'm usually fairly upbeat on my videos. I usually smile. I usually have a little chuckle here and there. And so if you watch that video, you'll see that that's exactly what I was doing. I was introducing the cases, and I think the thing that she may have laughed at or thought that I was laughing at was when I was introducing the case of Charles Russ, who was on America's Most Wanted. Now, with that video, as I'm talking, I'm thinking I'm going to tell about this other story about a case I worked on. But as I was thinking about it, I was like, I have information and details that I probably shouldn't be sharing with the general public, okay? If you were at the trial, you probably would have heard of all that stuff, but not something for general consumption. So I caught myself with that, and I chuckled, and I said, "No, I'm sorry, I can't tell you this story." So is that considered laughing at the case? I don't think so. I'm laughing at myself. I'm laughing at the fact that I'm trying to tell this story, but I'm realizing I can't do it. And really, should you be stone-faced when you're telling every story? Would that be an interesting video to watch? I don't think so. Better to be a little more lighthearted and a little bit friendly on your videos. So no matter what you do, you're doing it wrong, right? People misinterpret things. And as much as you like to be good with everything, sometimes people don't see it as being good. They see it as something that's negative. So is there a solution to that? Yeah, don't watch your videos. No. Don't listen to anything anybody says. No, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, okay? I think you need to look at people's intentions. If their intentions is to be mean and hard on everything that they present, then yeah, maybe it's worth mentioning something against that. But if the person's intention is to tell you a story or to give you some information that maybe you don't see it quite the same way, before you say something, look in deeper. What is this guy really trying to say? What is he trying to do? Is his intentions good? And I think if his intentions are good, leave it. Okay, now that I've said this, right, we're going to get a lot of comments there from negative people who says, forget you, I'm not going to talk about stuff that, I'm not going to listen to anything that you say because, you're a bad person, you have no compassion. No matter what you do, you can't win sometimes. Hey, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit all the buttons that you see. You don't like the video, hit the negative, hit the down button. Actually, when you do hit that thumbs up or the thumbs down button, either way, it helps the video. YouTube looks at it as something that's positive, whether it's a positive or a negative. This is why you sometimes see on YouTube videos, people say, if you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down, okay? Luckily for me, most of my videos have thumbs up. But yeah, I'm sure we'll probably get a couple now that I've mentioned all these things, and we'll probably get some negative comments. Let's hope not. Let's hope you're not a bully, all right? Talk to you guys next time.